15 ounces of corn, drained. 1 green bell pepper, diced. 1 diced red onion. 1 can of black beans, drained. This is the low sodium kind. 1 can of Rotel. Delicious. 1 extra can of green chilies diced because I love them. All right, y'all. I'm gonna fill up this corner here with some of this cheddar jack cheese. And I'm just eyeballing that, but I love cheese, y'all, so you can never have too much cheese in my book. We're making a super easy Mexican inspired dinner tonight. So I've just got some ground turkey here, super lean, cooked it up with just a little bit of salt and pepper, as the kids say. And to this, I'm gonna add some Uncle Ben's ready rice. You could, put raw rice in here with some broth, but then you'd have to cook this longer. And we're doing something super easy tonight. Now I'm just gonna come in with my hand extenders. We're gonna toss it, and then we're gonna add our sauce. But yes, we are tossing our ingredients here for our super easy Mexican dinner. Y'all, I am so sad. Marty is going out of town. He's going on a trip with his friends. He's leaving me here all alone. Well, luckily I have the dogs. If the dogs weren't gonna be here, then I would be in trouble because I would be so lonely. And the dogs are really my biggest source of comfort in the world. But yeah, Marty is going to a rock concert festival, multi-days, in Daytona Beach, Florida, which I've never even been to Daytona Beach, Florida, y'all, but I heard that some crazy things happen there. That's where they have the racetrack, right, Marty?
Yes.
And that's where people go on spring break.
Maybe, yeah.
Or Rome Springa. So y'all, this is gonna be Marty's Rome Springa. He's going for 5 days, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, basically 5 days. And I'll just be here, you guys. So if anyone's feeling like checking on me, I'd appreciate it. Alrighty, coming in with my enchilada sauce. I got this beautiful can of red. Sometimes I like green, but we just decided on red tonight. Ooh, and I'm using this whole can. Y'all, we were just saying how pretty this was with our veggies and our corn. Alrighty, y'all, I am gonna cover this with some foil. I'm gonna pop it in for 15 to 20 minutes at 350, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do to finish it up. Alrighty, everybody, we had this in the oven for about 30 minutes. I think just because the veggies were so dense and we wanted them to kind of cook in their own juices here, we let it go for a little bit longer. We wanted to make sure everything was bubbling up. All right, so I'm gonna give this a good stir. Oh, you can see we still got some sauce on top, Marty. See, you were worried about that.
Yes.
Sauce on top, sauce throughout. Mixy, mixy, stirry, stirry. Wow. Yeah, this is looking good. Just gonna get this all mixed in, y'all. And like I said, Marty's going on his Rome Springa, so I'm gonna be eating on this. I'm gonna leave it in the fridge for a couple days, grab a little portion out every time I'm hungry. That's what I like to do with my, casseroles anyway. All right, I'm coming in with a little cheddar jack, just a light sprinkling of the cheddar jack. Jacques cheddar. But this one's my favorite, y'all. Do you like the queso quesadilla? Oh my God, I asked Marty to make me a quesadilla about at least once a week.
Once a day.
Yeah, I'm a big quesadilla fan, y'all. I just think, dang, if you got some leftover meat that you cooked, a little bit of steak or even something that was kind of like a pot roast, and then you stick that into a quesadilla, then you got a high protein, sustaining, deliciousness. All right, I'm just gonna spread this out. I used that whole bag. I don't know if it was all the way full. probably a little less than 2 cups. I think we probably used a little bit of it. Popping this back in the oven just to get this cheese nice and melted and bubbly. Alrighty, y'all. Look at this enchilada casserole sizzling straight out of the oven. Woo! It was probably about 5 minutes we were melting this cheese, and then I did put it under the broiler for, honestly, maybe only 45 seconds, but I was a little afraid, you know, of it getting burnt. And I don't know. I think this is just how this cheese is. But it looks great. Marty doesn't like that the sauce came through, but I think, you know, and enchiladas, they got sauce and cheese on top, so it's all right. I like when you get an enchilada burrito and it's got the cheese and sauce. Oh yeah. Y'all, look at this deliciousness. See, Marty? This is what I'm gonna be eating while you're on your little vacation. Aren't you jealous?
Very.
With my 2 golden retriever sons and this delicious casserole. Y'all, this is delicious. I would recommend waiting a little bit longer than I did to taste it, but this is a good one. You gotta try it.